Let me get the mic. Honey, I got something to say. Ooh, I like that. Can you turn that up for me?
What's up? What's up? It's your girl Maj, and we are back with another episode of Ask Maj, the podcast, where I am spilling all the real tea. Y'all, I'm so excited for this interview. I got my girl, Miss Ashley Williams.
Hey.
I didn't even ask you what I'm supposed to introduce you as. Who are you?
Oh, it's okay. It's your girl Ash Cash. You know what I'm saying? How with the fattest. All right. Otherwise known as that one, never that tool. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. I'm Ashley Williams. Yes, and I'm from Michigan, honey. Inktown bound. You know what I'm saying?
First of all, she not just kidding. She not just kidding. All of that was real, okay? All of that was real. But yes, I'm super excited to have Miss Ashley here with me today on this interview. I'm super excited to chat about her story and about her latest experiences. She's been all over the world. Okay. and Ashley and I, we go way back. We were Queen Sisters. When I was Miss A&T, she was Miss Livingstone College. And so this is a reunion for us, but Ashley has been doing some amazing things. And, you know, I was just talking to my director, and she was just telling me about being visible on social media because, you know, that's how people find you.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that's so important because, you know, I was like just watching your journey on social because we don't talk all the time. So I'm watching your journey on social. I'm like, dang, I need to know, you know, what's happening, what's going on. But Ashley, how you feeling?
I feel really good. I'm blessed. I'm really in a great space. I just cannot complain. I feel really, really, really good.
You look amazing. I live vicariously through you. Oh my gosh, yes. Girl, live like just the energy, the moments. We'll get to that in a second because I don't want to give too much away. But yeah, like I said, this is super special for me because this is a reunion for Ashley and I. And I get to hear a little bit about her story and what she's been up to. And for those of you who don't know, Miss Ashley was on Lizzo's Watch Out for the Big Grrrls show that just recently came out. So if you have not gotten a chance, I encourage you to check that show out because Lizzo is a mess, honey. You're gonna get all of your life. I like all of y'all, like the stories. I mean, we'll jump into that. But to start off, like I just want to kind of give people a brief intro right into you. So dancing is your thing. Like that's your thing. That's your gift, right? Like that's how you make people feel good. That's how you feel good. How did you find your passion for dance?
That's crazy. I feel like I was finding it being on the show. I feel like I kind of found it after the show, to be honest with you. So that was when like the show was recorded in August, and it is now May, and I found it like in between August and May. I found that dance was my passion. It wasn't originally. It was just something I really, you know, I like to do, but you know, I don't know if I want to make this a career. Do I really love doing this? Am I just doing it just to do it? Like, God, what do you want me to do?
Right.
And I was in a really lost space. So yeah, I really didn't know that dance I was passionate about it. I love to act. I knew I was passionate about acting, child, but dance was not it for me. Okay.
Yeah. So, you know, it's interesting that you mentioned that, right? And you say that you kind of found, you know, your passion for dancing, you know, kind of through the show, after the show. So is it safe to say that you didn't know that, you know, dance was going to take you somewhere? Was that a dream ever? Did you ever think that dance was going to take you somewhere? Like, what was that idea in your mind, I guess, about dance?
Yeah. So when I was little, I found some some like little kindergarten things we used to write, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I seen that I wrote I wanted to be a professional dancer. I had no idea that I wanted to be that when I was younger. That is so crazy. So I guess that this was something that I wanted to do, but I feel like as I got older, it wasn't something that like, no. I wanted to be an actress. Like dancing was cool, dancing was fun, but you know, like I never really seen myself being like some big performer as far as dancing wise. Like I would act and dance would be my side thing, but I didn't know dance was going to be my first thing, and that's going to be my avenue to go higher.
Yes, and can still be an actor, period.
Okay, yes, that's
and can still be an actor,
and will be. Yes.
Okay, and will be. It's energy for me. It is the energy for me. So I know that, first of all, y'all, Ashley makes these dancing videos. And I mean, if you watch it, like all you can do is smile. Like, I mean, it's just like the energy, like you just feel this like radiation through like, you're like, and child, let me tell you something, I ain't no dancer. I can do a little 1-2 step. I can do a little 1-2 step, but like, I'm not a dancer. Girl, but when I watch her videos, they're inspiring. They make you feel good. I mean, you just have like that quick little laugh that you need. So I know you said, dance was kind of like a hobby for you. Like you didn't know that this is something that you were going to pursue professionally. But before social media, what did that look like for you? Like, when you say hobby, was it just, were you praise dancing at church? Was it you danced at the family reunions? Like how did you use dance as a gift, to make other people smile before social media?
Wow, right. So before social media, I was kind of I danced in a studio till 8th grade. So I was trained ballet, tap, jazz, lyrical, hip hop, all of that. But my parents worked for Ford and they got laid off. So we couldn't do studio dancing anymore. We couldn't afford it. So I started dancing in my high school on the majorette team. So that's when I first joined and found out about band. I was like, what is this? It was real ghetto because first of all, I'm used to the studio, baby, lights, mirrors, all of that, privilege. Then we get out here, we marching on turf and ground and gravel doing push-ups, like it's giving ghetto. So that's what I was introduced from 9th grade on. And in college I did majorette as well. And after college I got a degree in math teaching. So after college I had taught at a high school, and what happened was I was subbing and the superintendent from another school came to one of like the dance competitions, and another coach had tried me. I was a coach over another school, and she tried me. Like she walked out on my turn to do my little 1-2. Yeah, like she wanted to step, like girl, like this not what you want. So she didn't know, you know what I'm saying, she didn't know. So I had jumped into a little toe touch to a split and the whole gym was like, oh. So the superintendent at the school that I was subbing at made me a dance teacher. And I think from that, being a dance teacher, I got to see that I really don't want to teach. This is not something I really want to do. It was my backup plan when I went to school. But it's not something I really want to do, but it was spreading joy. I do it in church. It spreads love. It spreads joy. People are happy. Oh my God, I just love to see you dance. Big girls would come up to me, even in parades when I was like majorette, and they would come up to me like, girl, you need to be in the front, you killing it. They just always, and it made people, especially, I love how it made gay boys feel. I had to say it like that.
I love them. Oh my
gosh, I love every bit of them. Okay, because they feel so confident. Then they want to, battle you. And like, I love that. Like, yes, get your life and feel confident on this dance floor and in your skin and in your space. And dancing, it really does. I never really noticed it until recent years how much joy it brings people for me to do it. Because I will always ask God, what's my gift? Like, what am I here to do? What am I supposed to be doing? And from the show on, it's like, oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, dance. Wow. Who would have thought?
Right. I love that. And I think it's so important that, when we talk about, what our gifts are, understand that like you are inspired and motivated by your gift too, right? Like that's the benefit for you. Like it makes you feel good, right? Like it brings you joy, just as much as it inspires and brings joy and motivation to other people. So, I think that's so important. Now let's get into this Lizzo show, because Lizzo is something, baby. Lizzo is a subject in herself. Yes. Now, how in the world did you end up on the Lizzo show? Like, tell us about that process.
Okay, so I moved to Atlanta for a year. This was like right during the pandemic. I had moved to Atlanta, and like I said, I didn't know what to do. I was asking God, like, what am I supposed to be doing here? Give me a sign or something. So I wasn't doing anything. I was in a kind of depressed state. I wasn't going out. I wasn't doing nothing. And I seen on her Instagram, she had posted that she was looking for dancers, big girl dancers. If you're a big girl, you dance, I'm looking for you, child. And I kind of seen it, and I was like, I was in a desperate place, but I was just kind of like, no, it's not for me.
Right.
And so maybe about a month and a half went by, and one of my friends from Atlanta that I barely talked to had sent me like this casting sheet, and it was talking about Lizzo looking for dancers. And I was like, what? Then the same day, another girl from Detroit had sent me the same thing, and I was like, okay, this is like a sign of three. And why today of all days are both of y'all sending me this? Is wild.
Right.
So I was like, I'm gonna just audition. So I had came up on my little dusty dancing shoes, okay, because it was dust on them, dirt, baby.
It was dust. They was dusty.
Okay, them things ain't seen a 1-2 step. All right. So I had brought them out. I did my little routine and recorded it, and it was terrible. So okay, I was like, let me sleep on it. Redid it, and it came out really good. And that's how I auditioned. And they called me like maybe a week later and was like, we want to push you forward. We love you. And I was like, what? Okay.
Okay. Did they send the email to the right person?
Okay.
Now, you know, I know you joked about, you know, your shoes being dusty and, you know, you wasn't super confident in the audition, but did you truly, you know, like really before you press that send button, right, that submit button on your audition, did you ever, you know, and, you know, growing up, right, like when you think about the studio to the concrete, to the teaching, to the majorette in college, like, you know, did you ever doubt your ability? Like you knew this was something that you loved to do, but did you doubt that you could dance and that it could take you somewhere?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we all doubt our gifts when we, you know, first go in there, all the time, and it's sad, but it happens, right?
Yeah.
But, yes, I absolutely did. I absolutely didn't think like somebody hasn't literally trained me. And since I was in 8th grade, I had always, every situation I had stepped in for dance after 8th grade, I was the one with the most experience. So nobody has trained me since 8th grade. I've been training others. So yeah, I was super like scared. I'm not the best, you know, technical dancer, but I got heart, you know.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, super like, oh my gosh, am I ready for this? Like these are girls from all over the world. It's not no little competition.
This ain't for play.
This ain't for play, baby. You better be the stay, okay? No, it wasn't. But yeah. So now tell us about that experience, right? Like y'all's first, I believe it was like the first audition, like when y'all got there, the first audition, you walked in and Lizzo was like, hey girl, what's up? Hey, what's up?
Right.
Yeah, what's up?
Well, tell us about that. Okay, so we've made it past, like you auditioned, they called you, we want to move you forward, and you get to LA, right? They're shooting in LA. You get to LA, you walk in this room and Lizzo is there. What is, and let me say, I watched it, and you walked up in there like, oh, Lizzo, like we're friends. Like, everyone was like, ah! And you was like, hey girl, like, and Lizzo said, oh, you just walked up in, you just walked in. What? I said, that's Ashley, honey. Now, what was that experience? Like, talk about, you know, what that experience was like, just walking in there, seeing Lizzo, you know, performing for Lizzo, and then kind of being there, you know, during that time. What was that experience like for you?
Well, child, we did not know Lizzo was going to be there. I
thought,
I thought it was going to be a panel of judges. You know, we had just came from hair and makeup, and we pull up. We haven't seen the house or anything. We don't know what's going on really. So we pull up, they telling us we got to dance or whatever. We actually had to quarantine for a week before we were able to start. So we were in a hotel room out there quarantining, and there we had to learn a whole routine. So we knew we were gonna audition or perform this routine or something. Girl, when I got in there and I opened up that curtain, it was Lizzo there. That was such a surprise. Like internally, when I be dancing, surprises happen, but I don't react because I'm in mode. You get what I'm saying? So like that was such a surprise. Like, oh shoot, it's Lizzo, but I was in audition mode, so I'm coming to dance. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I can't lose my junk because this is an audition, honey. At the end of the day, you know, I think some of the girls were able to, you know, step into, you know, reality TV and reality, and you know, oh my gosh, and it's an artist there, like just the shock of it. I was ready to dance. That's it. Like I
just came to dance for y'all. That's it.
Okay, and that's it. That's all I knew. That's all I do. I don't know how to be like, oh my gosh, this is the moment. Is that Lizzo? I don't know how to do that. I just don't focus.
Right.
So yeah, that's how it was for me. I was shocked, but baby, I was ready to dance. I mean,
yeah. Now, what was that like being, you know, you're from Michigan, live in Michigan. I know you said you were living in Atlanta at the time, right?
Yeah.
So what was that like being across, you know, I'm like, LA as a whole is not a part of the US. Like that's a whole nother country. So like what was that experience like being away from Michigan home and then, you know, moving to Atlanta and then being away? How long were you guys there?
In LA?
Yes.
A little over a month.
Okay, a month. So how was that experience like being away from home? You know, being in this new environment, these new women. What was that like?
So, well, because I was in Atlanta for a year and I don't have any family out there, I had already stepped away from my home, you know what I mean, and being alone and isolated. So that's God, right? Because how did you prepare me already? Like, He's so crazy. So when I got out there, being away from home was easy because I moved away for college. Like that's the easy part, right? But being around a whole group of women it was it was something different. But at the same time it's not different because of the majorette teams we've been on. I've always lived with women, we've been showering together. We've been living our merry lives together because majorette, we are a whole family. We're together all day every day. This was just a sweet bit different because it's like different girls from not my culture, like all over. They don't even speak the same. Our same slang ain't the same. You know what I mean? I might be like, girl, you stupid, and think like I'm saying you funny. And they like, what you mean I'm stupid?
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, stupid. You stupid. You know what I mean? So that part was different, like just adjusting and learning people. But I feel like everybody was just there to be open and loving. So it didn't really seem very hard. It was really, we clicked like that.
Good. Now, Lizzo is something, honey. She is a subject of herself. And, I think one thing I loved about, when she opened the show, she talked about, when people would come up to her after her performances and they would say, oh my God, child, I'm tired looking at you. I'm tired. How you do that? And she was like, girl, you wouldn't ask Beyonce this. Like, you only asking me because I'm a big girl.
Right.
And so another thing she mentioned was, she reached out to a lot of agencies, for big girl dancers. And she said she couldn't find none. So she decided to do this herself.
Yeah.
So, being on this show, right? Like I said, we've made it past the submission, audition submissions. We're in this room with Lizzo and these other women, who are representing big girl dancers. What was that like for you? Like, what was that experience like for me? What did you gain from that? Like, this ain't no regular show, right? Like, this ain't no, auditioning for B, auditioning for Rihanna. Like, this ain't that, this is Lizzo. And, she's all about, body positivity. And I'm going to look how I look. And I don't care if you like it or you don't.
Yeah.
So what was that like standing in the room with other women who have that same mindset?
Yeah, that whole experience is very comforting. A lot of us were able to really step out of our shell. I remember Isabel, there's a Korean girl on the show, and she never really felt comfortable showing her skin. But once she's seen us in there with our crop tops and our bras, and our leggings in there, you feel really comfortable. Like, oh shoot, I can wear this type of stuff and feel good about myself. It really created a space of environment where we could all relate. All of us have been pushed aside for auditions for years because of our size. I remember making it to so many auditions all the way to the end, all the way through all the girls, and then they'd be like, I'm sorry, we don't have an outfit to fit you. And it's like, dang, like you knew that from the beginning, baby. Why you take me, or build the outfit. Like if you really, we've been through that forever. So just being in a room where this is meant for big girls to thrive, and it's the Black woman, child. One thing about it, we all was able to feed off each other confidence. Leaving from the house, I felt so good within myself. Like I had never been so confident within my body. I don't even see flaws anymore when I take pictures. And sometimes you would take pictures and be like, dang, my fupa just, you can't even get off the fupa to post the picture. Like, you know what I mean? Like I never even felt any type of strife against my body anymore from being there. Those girls, like the environment, just being able to pick off of each other's struggles and what each other's been going through and their strengths also. If you really was open to receiving in that environment, you could receive so much love and so many good positive feeds and keys to take back with you into your normal life. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Was there ever a moment where you felt like y'all kind of had like a kumbaya, like y'all really connected, like on a different level, whether it was with Lizzo or just with y'all or with one other girl? Like, was there a moment that you remember that, you really connected?
Yeah, it was so many moments. Honestly, it was so many moments I connected with each girl in the house individually. With the kumbaya moment, it was always like, if you just take the time to get to know people, there's going to be that moment because you're so fresh. So I had that moment individually with so many of the women, but I know like together we had a collective moment. There was a workshop we kind of did and we had to like release things. It was with Rashida. And
Rashida? Boss girl Rashida?
Huh?
Boss girl? Who? Rashida?
Rashida, she was on the show. She had like the purple wig with the black on. I have to remember her. I think it's Rashida K. Oh my gosh. It's Rashida K. Is she on Instagram? I have to look up her.
Okay, let me go back. I need to go back and rewatch.
Yes,
okay.
But she's on the show. She has the purple wig.
Mm-hmm.
And she did this like conference where she like we would all lay down and she would tell us, you know, get one with your body, trace your body. We had to like feel our bodies and release things that were like struggling us. And when we had that moment, we just kind of was all crying and releasing, dancing and just not caring. We were dancing for ourselves at those moments, not to perform or please anybody. It was like literally for internal self. We had so many of those moments because Lizzo is really, she really wanted us to love ourselves entirely. She didn't just care about a good dancer. She wanted good people. You know what I mean? And a lot of those struggles that she was going through, those challenges she had us do, she had went through herself and wanted us to feel the liberation that she had, like our naked challenge when we had to take pictures being naked and, you know, crush through the mirror about things that people say about you and what's been like holding you down as a weight in your life for a long time. I know opinions was my word because opinions, people's opinion of me just weigh me, baby. Baby, perception weighs me. And she really wanted us to really crush through all of those things and become the best version of ourselves. So that experience, Lizzo is great.
Yeah, let me say some. I would have been through, done, laid out.
Why?
Because I think that, like you said, the connection and, you know, when you get to those places and you feel like people relate to you, like people, you know, have a sense of what you're going through because they've been through the same thing, I think is just amazing. Like, I think that is so amazing to be able to connect on that level, you know, and see past, you know, those opinions, what people think. It's like, it's just us. Like, it's just us. Forget the world. Forget what they got to say. Forget the agencies. Forget the judges. It's just us.
Yeah.
On another level, I would have been laid out, crying, done.
Yes, every day.
I love stuff like that. Like, I love, especially women. Like, I love, you know, and when you get to that, that spiritual place where people are, you know, and I've done a lot of stuff with the HBCU queens and stuff like that. And, when those women open up and share stories about, you know, molestation and, you know, just low self-esteem and, you know, things that they've dealt with, you know, not having dads and moms and being homeless. And like, when you really like open up that spiritual connection in there is just,
yes.
I mean, like you feel it, like everybody feels it. Like, you know what I mean? Everybody feels it.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. And it releases so many things that you know through other people that's like been a struggle in your life. You didn't know that was weighing you down.
It's like you mean I'm you right now. Like, forget about the world. I think that's so important. But you know, another thing that you mentioned that I really want to tackle is, you know, you talked about, you know, the opinions of the world, right? They can be heavy. You know, you also talked about, you know, not getting auditions or being seconded or, you know, pushed to the side. As a big girl, where did your confidence come from? And how do you maintain it?
Well,
and I know, you know, another thing too, Ash, real quick, is I hear that I guess quote or saying when they be like, oh, you pretty for a big girl, or you got confidence for a big girl. So like, talk about that and then tell me a little bit about where your confidence comes from. How do you continue to build and maintain that? When society is so dang on evil.
You feel me? And my confidence was really tried as a young girl because when I was dancing in a dance studio, it was predominantly white, and I was also the only big girl. It was probably me and one other girl that was a little bit more chunky, but she was white. I was the only black girl, so I learned very young to be confident within myself and my abilities. Just through dancing and never really allowing back when I was younger, what people said didn't really like hit me. It would be like my grandma would call me fat, and when she say it, nah, that junk hit me like, oh shoot, like what? Or she'll say things like, you think the reason why you never get a man is because, you know, you big? And I was like, oh my God. You know, when she says things like that and I have to tell my mom, and my mom kind of pours back into me, she kind of helped me with my confidence. But it's definitely a journey. It's a journey you have to continue to walk. Even as old as I am now and as confident as I am in my body, sometimes the confidence in my abilities get tried. So it's constantly a walk where you're kind of feeding into yourself and becoming your best confident self. But yeah, it was definitely a hard journey for me, especially dating. You do have those thoughts, and when people are telling you that and you see other girls getting praised for being a certain look, like, you know, for BBLs and, you know, other things, you see girls getting praised for that. Oh, this is what guys want. You start to think like, oh, I should be that then, or this is what other women think is acceptable. Okay, well, maybe I should try that. It starts to really make you doubt yourself. And yeah, so it's really, it has been a journey, being a big girl in this world.
Yeah. And you know, you think about, you know, those opinions, right? Like you said, as a girl, you know, it didn't bother you, you know, but it came to become a bit heavy, you know, as you grew older. So how do you overcome those things? Like, how do you overcome those opinions of people who ain't paying no bills?
Okay, so okay, and that part. All right. They start to not matter when you realize you're not paying a bill. What you worried about a meal for? You're not paying. Okay. But no, some things I really do is connect with my spirituality. You know, I say, well, what does God say about me? You know what I mean? What does he think that I am? That helped me overcome that, realizing that I am beautiful. My affirmations helped me overcome that. Just telling myself, you are beautiful. Even when I was in the stage where I didn't like parts of my body, I would still affirm myself, you know what, but you're caring. You know what I mean? You know, your hair is beautiful. Look at you, your eyes, oh, they're not spread apart, girl. You can see good. You know what I mean? So there was other things that I would do to affirm my confidence. I remove fear from my life. You know, sometimes it tries to creep you in, but you know, you got to put boundaries on your mind, like, that's not real, that's not true. You know, that helps me build my confidence. Understanding that wherever I go, God sent me there, so I'm gonna walk in boldly like I'm on assignment. That builds my confidence. Seeing other women be confident within themselves, like, girl, okay, you're cute. Okay, I'm gonna hype you now. You walk out the house with, you know what I'm saying, some scarf on with the right. Girl, cute. She came confident. Girl, you better eat that thing. I know that's right. All right. So other women's confidence really pours into me. Yeah, I think that's the basis of how I get my confidence, especially those affirmations and journaling and checking in within myself.
Yeah. I love that. Okay, so give us some advice for actually, no, there was this question I did want to ask. You know, I know that now we are living in a little bit more of a sensitive world, right? And, you know, we got this inclusion and diversity and all these things. So, you know, we got the pronouns and the all the stuff. Yeah. So what are words that you should stay away from when you're describing a bigger woman? Like, what are some words that are offensive or phrases that are offensive? And then what are some words and phrases that you should use?
Okay. You know, it definitely depends on the woman, because Lizzo told us that fat does not bother her. You know what I mean? So she wouldn't say it to another woman because she knows the stigma around fat. I don't think that you should say someone is fat, because everyone has fat. You're
Very
saying
true.
Fat is Bill. You know what I mean? It's like, don't play with me. Like, you try to be funny, you got fat too. Like, why I gotta be the basis of fat? Like, stop playing with me. Probably stay away from that. Thick has been such a praised word that I think is very acceptable in our society. I've always been praised for being thick or big bone. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say, girl, you was big bone. You know what I mean? You know, that's just like, okay, thank you. Like, how you see my insides? How you know my bones big? Like, what is you talking about? So I would say thick is probably the most appropriate word, or thicker. Oh, that's the thicker girl. Yeah, I would just, you know, descriptive words. Maybe find out her name. I don't know what, like, why we be using them. Like, oh, you know, the girl that's like, can she have red hair? I don't know why I gotta go for the body or what's acceptable for.
That's the first thing people go to,
right? Like, you know,
the girl with the big butt. You know, the girl with skinny arms.
Okay, with the nice heart. Can she have the warm heart?
Right.
You know what I mean? You know, the girl.
Right. The caring girl, the girl with the nice personality.
Right. So, I don't know why, but of course, people are so into these appearances.
Yeah. Okay. Good
but,
to know.
Yeah, I would try thick. If you got to go there, baby, keep the thick. Everybody loves thick. Okay, because she thick. The one that's thick, she thicker.
Okay, she thicker. Okay, I love it. I get with that. Okay, so give me some advice, right? Like, so for women, thick girls, you know, who are thriving, you know, but may have low self-esteem, low self-confidence, and that may be holding them back from opportunities, you know, or they want to go for something and like I say, I guess the confidence just holds them back. Like, what advice do you have for them, whether it be dance or anything that they want to pursue? And it's just that fear of being a thicker woman is like, yeah, girl, no, not for you. Yeah. What advice do you have for them?
Wow, I think this is important for everyone. Not even people who just struggle with thickness, but well, you shouldn't struggle with thickness. So struggle with confidence in your thicker body. Let me say it like that, because you shouldn't struggle with being thick. It's not a struggle, but it is in a society. But anywho, people who feel less than, know that fear is not real. Okay, God is not giving us the spirit of fear. Fear is not real. There's nobody on this earth should fear you, honey. Fear God, and that is it, baby. We are all kings and queens. We are walking as high selves. Okay. Fear should be non-existent. Just step out on faith, even if you are scared. Because a lot of things that I did walking in there with Miss Lizzo, I was terrified. I was terrified. What's behind this curtain, baby? All of that is all scary. Okay, even everything is scary to me. I don't know why I dance today and still be scared. Like, my booty clenched. Like, I gotta use the bathroom because I'm scared. But I think it's important to really just take a step. If you take a step and really step on fear, it'll start you. So don't let that
that's good.
Just take that, that initial step. Know that you can do all things. Anything that God has sent your way, you are already equipped for. So don't feel less than, like, oh, I could do that if I had this or if I had that. You already have enough tools to do whatever it is you should be doing right now. What else? Stop the mind. Thinking you don't have the funds. You do, they will come. Use whatever you have right now, the resources you have right now to do it. If you feel like you want to be a dancer, just dance on Instagram. If you got a phone, dance on Instagram.
That's it.
If you go to church, dance in your church, and that'll start building your confidence too, just being in front of your congregation, even if it's your family. You know what I mean? Hey, Mark, can I show you this new little routine I learned? It might be awkward for me to show you because you're just looking at me and I'm just looking at you, but I'm gonna just go ahead and give it a go.
Right.
You know what I mean? So showing those people that's around you, your ideas, seeing what they feel about it, and do it to the people who truly care about you. I know sometimes the people who care about you can say some hurtful things,
like grandma.
Okay. Baby didn't mean no harm. She just not confident in herself.
She didn't mean no harm, honey. She's
not confident in herself, baby. Right. That's why she put that on me. Okay. And know that too. A lot of people, that the things they put off on them is the insecurities they're going through within themselves. So if somebody is making you feel like you're not good enough, it's probably because they feel like they're not good enough. And don't let those words affect you. Words hurt. I know words hurt, but don't let them hinder you or stop you from going further. Child.
That's good. Okay, so thinking back to that kindergarten class where you wrote professional dancer down in your goals, what is next for you? Where do you want to take this dance career? Where are we going? Where can we expect to see you next?
Yes, I'm if I could think of a similarity, because I like to go that far with my mind, I would think, how J-Lo started as a dancer and she moved. I'm trying to move. You know what I mean? One of my dream jobs is to be able to dance, act, and sing, kind of like Star or Empire. That's one of my dream jobs, baby. But I'm trying to go as far as God would allow me. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to move with the spirit, baby. I want to be an actress. I want to be a stylist. I want to be a director. I want to have a dance studio one day. I want to have my own show. There's a lot of things I want to do, child. I hope it's all in the works, baby. But
it is.
Okay, I'm gonna keep pushing and seeing what, I always ask God, should I take this job? You know what I mean? If it's something to show me. So I'm gonna keep doing what I'm supposed to do, which is putting my art out there, doing what God tells me to do, and whatever comes with that, baby, we're on the go.
We on the go. We on the go. You know, I love that you mentioned that you want to do all these things, because I think that it's so important to know that you can, right? Like, you don't have to stick to one thing. It's okay to change your mind, and it's okay to pursue all these little things. Baby, do it all. Do it all. You do not have to do one thing, two things, three things. Baby, have you read up on Master P? Have you read up on Beyonce? Baby, they do everything. Jay-Z, they do it all. Baby, read everything. You can do any, honey. Rap snacks. This man got cereal, ramen, rap snacks, producer, director, actor, dancer, singer. I mean, all of it.
It's so many things. I wonder why so many people that don't go to the league or professional, they still overseas playing basketball. It's so many things to do in this world, and you can make it. You never know who your audience is.
Exactly.
Who you finna minister to. Whatever the Instagram hype people may not be your crowd. It may be somewhere else, and you be just as blessed. You don't even know. You know what I mean? Girl, okay, do it. It don't matter your age. Like Oprah, child, she first started at 30, baby.
Ava DuVernay, Issa Rae just got married, and she 36.
Okay, come on now. Yeah, that too. Don't get me started on your husband and relationships, baby. Don't think your age is a hindrance. It is not. The man who opened up KFC was in his 60s.
Well, I'm sorry. How old is Rihanna? 36 too? And just have her face, child? Girl, bye. Like, that's so important that we notice that. But yes, Ashley, where can we find you? Where can we follow your journey? Where can we learn more? Where can we stalk you? All those things.
In the hood. I'll just laugh. So, my Instagram is the Ashley Icon, TheAshleyIcon, the Ashley Icon. My TikTok is the Ashley Icon as well. My YouTube channel is the Dopest Christian Child. That is where we at with it. Go ahead and hit up my YouTube channel. And yeah, baby, that's where you can find me when I'm not in the A. You heard me?
Well, she not in the A. That's where you can find her. I love that. Anytime I look for you on social media, girl, I just type in icon, and that's how I find you. Yeah, anytime I just type in icon, period.
We're okay with that.
Girl, I don't have to type in Ashley, just icon, and just pop up. Okay, there she go. Icon.
A person.
Baby, the Bible says eyes have not seen, ears have not heard. Honey, I'm ready. Whatever. I'm watching. We following. We watching. Girl, yes, I'm watching. Okay. I'm watching. But Ashley, thank you so much. I'm so excited about this interview. Every time I do it, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so excited. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm really excited. I was telling my best friend yesterday, like, I am so excited about this interview, just about doing this interview, about letting people hear this interview. I think it's so important, right? To see that people that you grew up with, people that when you see them doing it, there is that inspiration and that reminder that I can too, right? Like she got it going on. She's making it to where she wants. I know I can too. And so I think that's so inspiring, for me, and it'll be inspiring for people who are listening, watching, and following your journey too. I think it's so inspiring. So thank you for dropping the gems today. Okay, spilling the real tea. Go ahead.
Say one more thing, because now that you mentioned that, you have to see it to know it's real. Okay. It truly happened, and I think that's what's most important about Lizzo's. Watch out for the Big Grrrls on Amazon Prime, child. Go ahead and go watch that.
Yes, I forgot to mention that. Yes, watch that. Girl.
Yes, because when you see it, it's like, oh, I can do that. Oh my God, girls out here dancing. I can see it. I wish shows out like this was out when I was younger, because so much confidence I would have in myself. You know what I mean? You got to see it to know it's real. So I'm grateful to you to even do this podcast and use your platform to show girls like us what women, okay, like us could be doing out here. Because it's not easy. The road is hard, but you can do it. You can do it, and you can do anything you put your mind to. Just trust in God and pray, baby. You can do it. I promise. It's yours. It's already yours.
It's already yours.
It's already yours. Just grab it. Okay.
Just grab it. Just reach up and grab it. I love it. Well, thank y'all so much. Well, thank you again so much for chatting with me today. And like I said, spilling the tea, dropping the gems. And to all my listeners, watchers, thank y'all so much for tuning in to this episode of Ask Marsha podcast. And we'll catch you on the next episode. Peace.